Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to boot camp. I am filling in for David today, and I have a fun workout plan for us. So if you have been taking the other classes or seeing things on YouTube, I like to do themes. So today we are spelling out splash. So all the movements are going to line up on first letter with the letter is going to be the movement we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with a quick demo. We don't need any equipment today. If you want to grab a mat, feel free to grab a mat. We're going to do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, 3 times through. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a staggered squat here, and we're going to alternate. So with a staggered squat, we're going to have all of our weight on one foot. Our other foot, we're just going to be on the toe. We want to keep that toe underneath the hip. So from this angle, we're going to have a slight bend in that knee, but we're going to squat as we would if we were doing 2 legs. So we're coming down, knee over the second toe, push the ground away, heel, big toe, little toe. So we're squatting down and up. So we're going to actually alternate our feet. So we're going to be here, coming down. And if you notice, it looks like I'm just squatting regularly, but I am switching and coming on the toe. So that's our first movement. Second movement here, we're going to do some push-ups. So here, feel free, you can do it on your knees or on your hands and toes, whatever is available to you today. But we really want to screw those hands into the ground and keep that core engaged here. Zip that core up, coming down, and push the ground away. So keeping those elbows at a 45-degree angle, and that's going to be our P. And then for the L, we're going to do a lateral squat here. So we're going to keep our feet nice and wide. We want it to be wide enough that our opposite leg is going to be straight. So we're going to push our hips back, knees kind of come forward. We're going to pause here for a second, push the ground away. So hips go back, knee over the second toe, pause, and push through that heel. So that's going to be the L. And then for the A, we're going to do plank arm raises. So again, hands and toes or hands and knees. I do recommend being on the hands and knees for this one because it does help with the core engagement here. So we're going to have, again, our hands under our shoulders. We're on the knees here. Regardless if we're on the knees or the toes, we want to keep those hips pointed down. One arm at a time, we're reaching up over our head and back down. So keeping that core nice and tight so our hips are not moving side to side. So that's going to be the A. And then for the S, the second S, I should say, we're going to do some squat pulses. So we're going to stay towards the bottom of the squat here. We're going to be down. We're just going to push through the ground. We're not coming fully up. We're pulsing between halfway up and 3/4 of the way down. So that's going to be the S. And then finally, our H, we're going to do some hand walks with a push-up. So I know we already did push-ups. So honestly, if it's just not happening for you today, we'll just do some hand walks. But I would really like everyone to challenge themselves, do a push-up. So we're going to slight bend in the knees, push the hips back, hands to the ground, walk the hands out, and push up at the bottom if it's available. Push the hips up, walk the feet all the way up to the hands if you can, then push the ground away and stand up, and then we'll go in the other direction. So by default, we're only going to get a few of those in, and that is a-okay. I turned the lights off a little too much. I can't see. But that's going to be our whole workout. So we got a big splash coming up. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our warm up here. And we're going to go ahead and come to the top of our space for the world's greatest stretch. We're going to interlace our fingers, grab onto the right knee, pull the right knee towards the chest. We're going to take a big deep breath here. And we're going to exhale, step back, reverse lunge. Hands are going to come on the inside of our front foot. Keeping that back leg nice and straight. We're going to take a nice big deep breath. And we're exhaling, opening up towards the front leg, gazing past our thumb, hand towards the ceiling. So we have the left hand in the air, left leg in front. We're going to take a nice big deep breath. And we're going to exhale, plant the hand outside of our front foot, scoot that back foot closer, push our hips up towards the ceiling for our hamstring stretch. We're gonna take a nice big deep breath here. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. That's my leg itchy. All right. Next thing, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna interlace those fingers, grab onto the left knee, pull the left knee towards the chest. Nice big deep breath. Oh my goodness. And we're exhaling, stepping back, reverse lunge. Hands on the inside of the front foot. Want to keep that back leg nice and straight. That's going to help us open up our hips. We're going to take a nice big deep breath. And we're exhaling, opening up towards the ceiling. So we're gazing past our thumb, right hand in the air. We're going to take a big deep breath. And we're exhaling, planting the hand outside of our front foot. Scoot that back foot in, push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. We're going to take a nice big deep breath. And we're going to exhale, bring your feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. Awesome. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a little bit of plank to pike next to warm up our shoulders and our back. So we're going to go ahead and you can either go on the hands and knees, and we're going to tuck the toes and go ahead and go into a plank position here, keeping that core tight. We're going to exhale, push our hips up towards the ceiling. We can even pedal those heels here where we're in that pike or down dog position. Open up the calves. That's going to help us with our squats. And coming back down to plank, pushing up to pike and back to plank. 2 more coming up and back down. And last one, we're going to push ourselves up. And then we're going to go ahead and walk our hands towards our feet. Get those arms ready for our hand walks here. And when we're ready, we'll go ahead and stand up. That was a good catch. Did everyone see that? And now we are ready to rock and roll. So we're starting off with our staggered squats. We're doing 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. 3 times through. Timer's going here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So picking which other foot, we're going to alternate here. So plant one foot on the other toe, keeping that toe beneath the hip here, coming down, knee, so the inside part of the knee is right over the second toe. I'm driving with the left foot, and then I'm switching and driving with the right foot. So really want to keep that core nice and tight. So instead of coming out, we want to bring the butt to the belly button, keep that core tight, come down, push the ground away. So again, we're alternating. One foot is just going to be slightly on the toe here, pushing through heel, big toe, little toe. 3, 2, 1. That leg was too far back. All right, we got push-ups coming up next. So either on the hands and knees or on the hands and toes. I'm going to go for my knees because I get better chest engagement when I'm on my knees because I can do more, but do whatever feels good. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to screw those hands to the ground. Coming on the knees, keeping that core engaged. Bringing our body towards the ground and push the ground away. So with these, it's really important. We want our hands to start out right underneath the shoulders. We're coming down. Our hands are going to be right at our ribs and then pushing back up. So it's this pushing motion. We should feel that working right in here. So that's how we engage the chest. So regardless of if we're on our toes or on the knees, that's what we want to aim for. Keeping that core tight as well. 3, 2, 1. Even when we bring the butt to the belly button, that should automatically lock that core in as well. All right, we are standing up. We got lateral squats. We're going to pause for 1 second on each leg. So we're going to get those legs nice and wide. Toes forward. 3, 2, 1. So we're pushing our butt back, knee coming forward. Pause for a second. Drive through that heel, big toe, little toe. So just like a regular squat, pause, push to the ground. So I'm going to face this way for a second. So we want our butt to go back and our knee to come forward, going as low as we can, keeping that form. So we're zipping the core up, bringing that core together, hold, and then drive through the heel. So I know for me on my right side, driving through that heel, my glute does not like to engage the same way. So I always go a little bit slower to make sure I am using the proper muscles. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, we're gonna do our plank arm raises. So either on the hands and knees or the hands and toes, whatever feels comfortable. Making sure we have headlights on our hips. We wanna blind the ground by keeping that core tight. 3, 2, 1. So butt to belly button. It does help if we exhale as we raise the arm, because that helps us keep that core engaged. We act like we're breathing through a straw. That motion of our core and our ribs and all of that coming down and together is what we want to feel as we exhale. So that's how we engage that core. One arm at a time, hands staying below those shoulders. Great job. I love this for shoulder stability as well as core strength. 3, 2, 1. All right. And we got 2 more, sorry. We got our squat pulses coming up next. So we're gonna stay in the bottom quarter of our squat, or I guess from halfway to 3/4 of the way down. 3, 2, 1. So feet hip width apart, toes forward, coming down almost all the way. We're staying in that bottom portion, heel, big toe, little toe, pushing through. We really want to feel our glutes and our quads firing here. We're only doing 40 seconds, but it definitely already feeling the burn. Breathe through. We're pushing, trying to finish the whole time. But if you need to take a second, take a second. Count to 3 and right back into it. Great job. Finish strong. 3, 2, 1. All right. I held out the whole time. I don't imagine that. I don't see that happening in the next 2 times. All right, for our H, hand walk with the push-up, walk our feet in. So lots of push-ups today. We're getting ready. 3, 2, 1. Push the hips back, hands to the ground, walking our hands until we're in that plank, doing our push-up, pushing up into our down dog or pike position, and then walk our hands as close to, sorry, I always say that. Walk the feet as close to the hands as we can without bringing those hands off the ground. So it's definitely a very big test of our hamstring mobility here. Great job. We might have time for one more. 3, 2, 1. All right. That was round 1. Check it out. We're gonna spell out our splash 2 more times and then we'll cool down. Staggered squats, starting at the top. We're alternating our feet every other 1. 3, 2, 1. So picking whichever foot we would like to start with. Coming up on the opposite toe, right underneath our hip. Only pushing through 1 foot. So that's my left foot. This time I'm only pushing through my right, but trying to keep my center of mass in the middle. I know it's really hard to do that. I tend to shift my weight as well, but this is really gonna help us focus on our single leg, but really keeping our chest in line with the middle here, but we are switching feet every other 1. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have push-ups. So either hands and knees or hands and toes, whatever feels good. We want to keep our core engaged, so exhale through a straw, bring each side of the core together. Getting ready here. 3, 2, 1. So we're screwing those hands into the ground. That helps us lock in our upper back. Coming down, pushing through the ground. It does help if we exhale on the way up. We really, again, want to start with our hands right up underneath the shoulders and finish with our hands down at the ribs. Again, that motion, even just doing this, we should start to feel our chest muscles activate there. So that's where we want to feel this. We're going to feel a little bit in the backs of the arms as well. 3, 2, 1. All right. I know we're doing a lot of push-ups today for someone who really doesn't like them. All right, next up, RL, we got lateral squats. We're pausing for a second at the bottom. We want to get wide enough for our 3, 2, 1, where the opposite leg can stay straight. So we're coming down, that other leg stays straight, push to the ground. So we're coming down, pause, and back up. Keeping that chest as open as we can. So wear that logo proud. We can squeeze that orange between our shoulder blades. Our hips are driving back as the knee comes forward, pushing through that whole foot. But I see it happen where the knee comes more forward than the hips go back. So for here, you're gonna feel that in your hips and your quads and maybe in the knee, which is not what we want here. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, we have plank arm raises coming up next. I think I just said next twice. Hands and knees or hands and toes, whatever is available to you today. Headlights on hips, blind the ground. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling through that straw as we come up. If you're on your toes, really, it's very easy to rotate as we lift, but it's really important. We want to really zip that core up. We really want to avoid opening up like that. So this is a good anti-rotation, but also strengthens the core. So bringing that all together, bring the butt to the belly button, keep it all nice and tight. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we got squat pulses and then our hand walks. And then we'll do one more round and then we're gonna cool down. Getting ready here. Mentally prepare. 3, 2, 1. So feet hip width apart, toes pointed forward, pushing through the heel, big toe, little toe again. We're going through this is 3/4 of the way down, so about halfway down. So we're pulsing between those. We're sitting back into our hips. Chest is up. Breathe through the burn. We're finishing really strong here. Keep going. I know it burns. We're doing great. We're getting lots of muscle engagement here. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I almost couldn't stand up there. All right, hand walks. Good thing I didn't do squats this morning. I don't think I would have been able to do that. All right, hand walks here. I really want us to challenge ourselves with that push-up. If it's not happening, don't force it. 3, 2, 1. I find when we try enforced movements that really don't feel good in the moment, that's where we open ourselves for injury or for strained muscle, for recovery, extra stress on the body, all of that. So if it's not available for you to try the push-up today, please listen to your body and just walk the hands out and then the feet. We already are doing push-ups today, so I know it's a lot of push-ups. We're doing great. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last round, coming on up. Starting with staggered squats. We're making a nice splash with this workout. All right, getting ready here. 3, 2, 1. So choosing whichever leg we'd like, switching, keeping our chest in the middle, but we're only using one foot at a time. Try and keep that foot up underneath the hip as much as we can. I know the faster I move, the more my foot goes further back. But it's really important, we're not doing a split squat. It's just staggered. So very slight movement onto the toe. We're not splitting our legs. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got push-ups coming up next. So again, hands and knees or hands and toes. Whatever feels good. We're gonna screw those hands in first. 3, 2, 1. So keeping the butt to the belly button, bringing our chest down, and pushing up. Just by screwing the hands in the ground, it does keep our upper back a little bit flatter. I see it pretty often when the shoulder blades start to shrug up or do some funky things that don't really necessarily feel so good, but it also makes us feel it in our back more than the chest. So if we really screw those hands in, it keeps that upper back nice and flat, so we can focus on using the chest. 3, 2, 1. All right, good thing I trained chest earlier, because I don't think you're gonna be able to lift my arms tomorrow. All right, we got lateral squats next. Again, we're gonna pause at the bottom, I guess, at the side. 3, 2, 1. I'm kind of joking about not being able to lift my arms tomorrow, but I will be teaching 12 o'clock boot camp as well tomorrow. And hint, we're gonna spell splash again, but it's all different movements. And we're gonna do a little bit more cardio-based movements tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, boot camp, and Thursday, exercise with exos, y'all are gonna see Jaden. So he is starting coaching this week. So definitely join in on those classes. If you're not able to make it, 3, 2, 1. All right, getting ready, plank arm raises next. But if you miss out on the live ones, they will be recorded and up on YouTube, so you can do them whenever. Or if you like it again, feel free to do it again. Never hurts to do that. 3, 2, 1. So screw those hands into the ground again. I do like to have a stable base for this. So I actually do take my knees or my toes if I'm on my toes. I like to take them a little bit wider than hip width to help get that stable base. But really, again, important, bring that core together, exhale through that straw. So this is something, a movement that I really do like to take a little bit slower, focus on the core and on the opposite shoulder stability. You know, we don't have to speed through it. We want to be nice and intentful here. 3, 2, 1. I always say 40 seconds is 40 seconds, no matter how fast or slow you go, but you're going to get more out of it if you do move a little bit slower by really forcing your body to use your muscles versus just flinging up, because we're not really working that much there. All right, squat pulses. 3, 2, 1. All right, last time doing this. We're pushing through, we're finishing strong. Really important to keep that core tight so our back, we don't want just to be moving our back like that. We want to keep that pelvis tucked to butt to belly button. Core is engaged. We want to push ourselves. We want to try and go the whole time this time through, especially if you had to take little pauses the first 2 rounds. I want us to all push, do the whole time. We're finishing strong. We only got one more movement after this. 3, 2, 1. Okay, great job. I know that one is tough. Walk it out, shake those legs out. We're definitely going to stretch out our quads after this. We're going to do our hand walks with a push-up. And then once we're done with that, we're going to be on the ground on our sides for breath. 3, 2, 1. Hips back, hands to the ground. And we're doing our push-up. Again, only if it is available to you today. Pushing through the ground. All right. Finishing strong. Okay, so we got lots of arm work today, lots of push-ups, lots of planks. It's actually very evenly spaced between the upper and lower body. But tomorrow, like I said, it's gonna be a little bit more cardio based. 3, 2, 1. And that is it for the circuit. Go ahead, grab a sip of water if you need it. We're gonna go ahead, make our way on to the ground on our sides. Like I said, we're gonna do pretzel. So we're on our side. You can choose whichever side you'd like. If you need to grab a pillow or something for your head, feel free. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take our top leg, we're gonna come up, over and across, knee and ankle on the ground, bottom hand on top of that knee. Top hand is going to grab onto the bottom foot or ankle. We're gonna inhale to prepare. And we're gonna exhale, bring that top shoulder towards the ground. We're gonna do a few deep breaths here. Calming the heart rate down, calming our breathing rate down. Breathing in through the nose, into the belly. And then exhaling, nice and slow, through the mouth. Just gonna open up our bottom leg quad. We're opening up our lower back, our spine, our chest, and our glutes a little bit. So that's why I love doing this, because it does hit almost everything all in one. We're gonna do one more deep breath on this side. And exhaling. And as we are finishing up that exhale, when you are ready, feel free to gently release the bottom leg. And we're gonna go ahead and flip over onto the other side. And we're gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna go ahead, the same checklist, top leg comes up, over and across, bottom hand on top of the knee. Top hand grabs onto the bottom foot or ankle. Our knee is pointing straight down. We're gonna inhale to prepare. And we're gonna exhale, bringing that top shoulder towards the ground. Nice big deep breaths. Breathing into the belly, really feeling our hips and our low back expand. And exhaling, sighing away the tension. Want to release everything we feel, all the tightness. The body sink further into the mat. You can even picture the tight areas, those muscles releasing. Great job, y'all. We're gonna do one more deep breath. And after we have finished that exhale, we can gently release the bottom leg. And if you're on your side, you can now roll over or just kind of go onto your hands and your knees, and you can return to a seated, kneeling, or standing position. That is going to be all the time I have for today's class. So thank you all for coming. Great job. We got a nice splash of a workout. But like I said, I am teaching boot camp tomorrow at 12. Also, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 o'clock, we do pillar strength, which helps build the shoulders, hips, and torso, which can help with all the other movements inside and outside of the gym. So that is with me Tuesday, Thursdays at 4. So please come join me. And then we'll get a good workout in. You're going to see me a few more times this week. And then you also got Jaden starting on Wednesday. And then as a reminder, no classes on this Friday the 1st or Friday or Monday next week. We are going to be closed for the holiday. So check out our YouTube channel. Have a great day, and I'll see y'all soon.